try to control you. Look into my eyes and I'll own you. With them moves like Jagger, I've got them moves like Jagger, I've got them moves.
What's up, YouTube? I'm not dead. Mike is here, finally, after being away for so long, bringing you a Wi-Fi OU battle against an Granis. His YouTube channel will be in the description. I don't believe he uploads battles, though. Looking at his team, I have no idea what Driftflim does, but I know that Celebi is pretty much a safe thing for anything on his team, so I'm just going to lead off with that. Looks like a interesting rain team. He's got Gas Gyro, which means Thunderous is going to be a little inhibited, but let's see what we do. So, I start off with by the boss, because the boss is the boss, let's be real. And he starts off with Not Again, which I guess is a reference on the fact that everyone uses rain, like Not Again. I don't know what he wants to do, but it really can't hurt me. So I'm just going to set up a nasty plot. And he goes out to Rachi, and I hate this thing. It sucks in the rain. It's so difficult to deal with, especially if it's specially defensive. Ugh. But, well, things happen. I get up a nasty plot. I want to see how much HP Fire does. I know it's not going to do anything just because Jirachi's a freaking monster. And I'm right, it does like 30%, which really is nothing. I don't know what it wants to do, so I'm going to set up another nasty plot just because there's really not much it can do to me. I have Natural Cure if it wants to paralyze me. I'll just get out and get rid of that. I have Recover, so I'm not really too worried. I have a Spinner, so Rocks isn't that scary either. I can get rid of those pretty easy. And I just nasty plot, sets up a Wish. At this point, I'm at full health. He's not really doing anything to me, so why not just go for another nasty plot? And yeah, that's what I do. So I'm up +6. I figured this has to do something. It's +6 modest max special attack Celebi. I have to be able to kill something, right? So I'm going to go for HP Fire because I don't want to overpredict, and he's not going to bring in anything that is weak to grass on Celebi. Worst thing comes to worst, he's going to leave this thing in and just wish stall me until I get paralyzed. Or try Iron Head kill me, but he ended up just flat out switching, which is weird. I guess he thinks it would do more. He sends in this thing, which I have no idea what the hell it wants to do. I know it has that Dream World ability where if it's like Guts, but for special attack, it's like Flame something. And I don't know what it wants. That did nowhere near what I was hoping for. I hate Rain. It just completely screws HP Fire. And there's the Flame Orb, which means that this thing has that Dream World ability. I'll either put a little thing in the video saying what it is, but I can't think of it right now. I send in Rachi because nothing on my team really wants to take a Shadow Ball from a 1.5 boosted Driftblim, as funny as that is. He gets a spec defense drop. At this point in time, I have nothing that wants to take it. I don't know. I need my guys at full. Rachi at this point in time is really not going to do much because it's just not. Everything on his team can just pretty much walk over it, except for maybe, yeah, a Hydro Pump from Politoed's not going to do much. And he goes for a Weather Ball, which I found really weird because I think Shadow Ball would have done more. But I was debating on whether or not I wanted to get Rocks up or Iron Head this thing dead. I figured this thing being dead was more important. I actually didn't even expect to live. I thought I was going to die, so I was like, what the hell? I'll just go for it and kill it. I ended up living with 10 HP, which is pretty epic, but he's just going to revenge kill me. And he brings up Politoed. He goes for Ice Beam, which means it's choiced in some manner. So the question is whether or not Specs or Scarf. But either way, I'm going to bring in my Wild Chase, which is my Banded Infernape, because it's just sick. And he's going to flat out switch, which means it doesn't tell me anything. I can't tell. You don't want to leave a choiced Ice Beam in on Infernape. But I know he's going to switch. But I know that his Ghost is gone, which means nothing on his team wants to take a Banded Close Combat. Nothing, even if it's defensive. So I go straight for close combat. He brings in Hitmo on top, and Intimidate is just a great ability because look at that. That probably would have been a one-hit KO without Intimidate. It just shows how great some stuff is. Maybe not. Maybe it would have been very close to. But this would have been a one-hit KO. He switches out, goes back into his Politoed, and I'm staying for close combat because there's really not much he could do against me. He could fake me out, but then I'm just gonna kill it. And he brings in Politoed, and it just If Intimidate wasn't there, it would have been a straight up one-hit KO, which sucks, but I don't want to stay in. I take Wild Chase out, and I bring in my Patrick, which is Starmie, because it could pretty much, if it's Scarfed, it can wall whatever it wants. It has. If it's Specs, HP Grass would suck, but if it has Hypnosis, I don't care because I have Natural Cure. Judging by that damage, I could tell it's immediately Scarfed because that did way little damage for it to be Spec'd. So at this point, it brings out Rachi. I'm going to get rid of these rocks because that's really all I want to do right now. And I want to put this Jirachi in a position where it does not want to stay in and set up rocks. So I'm going to Surf to make sure I have enough damage that I can absolutely one-hit KO this thing with my Revenge Killer next turn. So I just go for the Surf. It does actually a little more than I thought it was going to do. I thought it would do like maybe 20%. Did like 25, 30, which is pretty nice for max special defense Jirachi. But it's just going to kill me off with Thunder. So, really, whatever. Everything I guess went according to plan, but not really. But I can bring in my Revenge Killer net right now, which is my Landorus, or That Earth, which is I coined by Shofu, but it's just a great nickname. So That Earth is just going to Earthquake, because nothing wants to take an Earthquake on his team. He lost his fighting and his Earthquake resistance, so safe play is safe, right? I EQ, Income Sizer. I'm hoping it's like leftovers. I don't see it, so it's Bandit or Life Orb. I know Bullet Punch is coming, but I know I can live a Bandit Bullet Punch. I've done it before. And it's Life Orb, which means I would have been close, would have been in the red, but it wouldn't have killed. And I just killed this thing now with Earthquake. So I kill off the Sizer. Not that big of a deal. Sizer's really not that threatening to this team. And now he's gonna, I think he brings in his Gastrodon now, which I'm not scared, but I don't want to stay in. I need to get this thing. I don't want to lose that Earth. So I go into the boss because it's a safe switch, but he makes a very nice prediction and switches out into Hitmontop, which I actually found to be a very weird switch, but honestly, I would have brought in Rachi because Celebi can't do jack to Rachi right now, and he could have set up a Wish, and this would have been a lot more interesting. But now, I'm just going to set up a Nasty Plot because I have a feeling he has Sucker Punch. It's too obvious not to have Sucker Punch on Hitmontop, especially with so much that happens in UU with like Victini and stuff. And I'm right, he does have Sucker Punch. He expects me to go for a Giga Drain just to kill him, but I just set up the Nasty Plot predicting the Sucker Punch. But now, I did Nasty Plot first turn. He probably doesn't want me to get up to +6. So he's going to attack me. So now I go for Giga Drain, expecting him not to Sucker Punch, which works out perfectly. And I end up netting the KO against Hitmontop. So I'm in a very good position right now. And now I believe it brings in Not Again. I know I can live an Ice Beam very easily from a Scarfed Politoed. But I want to keep Rachi in good health, because if I get Freeze, I'll be pissed. So I'm going to bring in Wild Chase to take the Ice Beam. Nothing special. Obvious prediction is obvious. And now nothing wants to take a close combat. So I'm going to close combat whatever the hell comes in the face. And he brings in Rachi, and Rachi's just going to get completely rolled over by close combat. This is why Bandit Infernape is sick. I mean, that's just insane. Max HP Rachi, even if with no defense investment, still pretty bulky. So the fact that I took that out in one hit, it had damage on it, but still, I'm happy. I'm not complaining. In comes Gastro. Now I know I have it in the bag because Celebi can just roll over both his last pokes. I bring in the boss because he just can't do anything. And then he goes for the Scald. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm fine. This is going to be easy. And then I'm looking at the damage. I'm like, wait, that's too much. That's way too much. That's a crit. Don't burn, don't burn, don't burn. And he doesn't get the burn. Which actually could have been a little frustrating because it would have made it more interesting. But I can Giga Drain, and that's going to completely get my HP back. So I'm in a safe spot. I think this is pretty much the end of the game. I take down the Gastrodon very cleanly. I get all my HP back. And I believe he's on his last guy now, which is the Scarfed Politoed. And the Ice Beam is not going to KO, like I said. It's like this has 224 HP EVs, and it's pretty bulky, even with no special defense investment. So a super effective Ice Beam from Politoed does like half, I want to say, and a little under half. So I could just pull off the Giga Drain and pull this match out. It was a great game. I mean, this is the best game I had all day. I'm really sorry for my inactivity. I've just been so busy. Not that I have that many subscribers anyway, but for you guys who are sticking with me right now, I hope I'll have some more battles for you because I really want to get some more in. And I encourage you to check out TeamUber.net. It's a great site. Peace out, guys. Later.